Stafford Productions. My name is Kelsey Stafford, and
I'm Julio, and
send you guys any tips, tricks, updates, replays. If coaches are looking for a player that they might be looking to recruit, we do also send that out to anybody who's interested in maybe checking out the school. So yeah, join our email list so you never miss out on anything. Everything that we're going over today in the webinar is already on our Instagram page. So if you ever want to refer back to anything, Instagram is staff.highlights. And then we also have a YouTube channel. So if you do want to subscribe, and if we do college tours, if we do any interviews with coaches, if we do anything such as like vlogs of where we're going, who we're meeting, all goes on our YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe to that as well, so you don't miss out on any of that. How to email college coaches. Really big one for the beginnings, freshman, sophomore, even junior year. If you're a junior now and you haven't started yet, that's okay. We even work with seniors that haven't started the recruiting process. So if I'm saying, like, if parents, you're like, oh my God, we're so far behind, it's totally fine if you haven't done it yet. I would say start as soon as possible, but it's okay if you're a little bit behind. But the first thing you want to do, use an attention grabbing subject line. The example I gave was your name, your year, your position, GPA, things like that. But Julio is actually a college recruiter and has a little different input as a subject line.
well, there's various ones that you can use, right? But if you think about if it is something that's an attention grabber, if you were the MVP of the season, that's something that you want to put out there. You see that Kelsey put 4.0 GPA right off the bat. That is something that's an attention grabber. Also, class of 24 is also something that's an attention grabber. Of course, coaches want to recruit the classes ahead, let's say 26, 27, but of course they're mostly worried about recruiting the class that's the coming year. So those are things that you guys can try to think about and put it on. Just as another example, I did work with some a recruiter that had 30 goals in a season and 20 assists. So that was something that I right away put it in the email because I know that's an attention grabber. But yeah, just a little example. But yeah, keep going.
The next thing to add to your email would be your CV. So this is just an example that Julio actually uses this for as his pro CV. But your CV is just basically a athletic resume. So you're putting your name, possibly like your nationality, your position, weight, height, date of birth, your highlight video, career summary, accomplishments, characteristics. And this can be attached to the email, as well as if you go to tournaments, you can print these out and hand them out to coaches at your games. So that's gonna be a huge like reminder detail for these coaches, where they're like, oh my gosh, this person gave me, they're probably getting a lot of these, but if they get yours, that's just another one they have to see. And then like you introduce yourself, say thank you for your time, stuff like that. Or if you have a team parent, they can also like hand them out to all the coaches that come. So just another avenue to kind of just put you on their radar. Your highlight video, we're going to get into a lot of this in a minute, but just again, photo of yourself, name, position, height, weight. The highlight video doesn't need to be too crazy in the beginning. Let's just get right to the main important stuff so we can get into the meat, which is the actual clips and plays themselves. And then the last part is you want to tailor the email to the specific coach and team. You do not want to copy and paste and then blast your email out to tons and tons of coaches. They all know that people do this, that athletes do this, and you want to definitely stand out from everyone else and make it look like you actually sat down, which I hope you do, sit down, take the time to research about the schools that you are going to be emailing, because coaches also, like, they care, they want somebody who did the research, that cares about their program, who can make an impact and help them win the next NCAA championship.
No, yeah, definitely. And that was something that I did when I tried to get recruited to play in my first school, and then in my second school. Is something that coaches want to see, that you care, that they're not just bringing someone that just wants to go to whatever place they feel like it's their best scholarship or the best team, but actually someone that cares about the team. There's tons of people that want to play college soccer, so you have to find some little things, some little details that can make you stand out.
And then the next is grammar and spelling in your email really matters. So having a well-constructed email shows a coach that you care about how you present yourself and that you'll be a good student. So a big part that I hit on this slide specifically is the end goal isn't getting accepted and accepting your scholarship. You want to also stay on the team. And a coach needs to know that when you are at his school and going to college, that you will be a good student, because academics to these coaches,
really
while
important.
you're at the school, is really, really important. They really care about the GPA of the team, and they need to know that you are going to come in and not only make an impact on the field, but also in the classroom, because these programs win awards if they have a really good team GPA. And then the school wins awards if the entire program has above a 4.0. So if you're writing sloppy emails where you're using slang and
Yeah.
it doesn't look well constructed, they're going to recognize
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I do have an example email over here on the right. So this is just an example of, I use Julio as an example, but basically stating who you are, where you're from, that you've looked into the recruiting process and you're interested in their school, that you're stating that your school has a very high academic standard, that you're taking AP classes or you're dual enrolling and you have a high GPA. You're stating that you would love to come to their program and make an impact on their program. You add your highlight video and then just say like, you add your club schedule if it's like coming up and you think they can attend, just throw it out there, just inviting them. And then you add your CV at the bottom. So it's more definitely kind of a introductory email as you are just reaching out to coaches. And then as they're recruiting you, you'll have more of that communication down the line. But just something like this where you are showing interest. Maybe you throw in a fun fact of like, hey, you guys won this last year and I want to try to help you get to the next level.
Yeah, just something that, like I say, something that makes you stand out from tons of people that are emailing them. I know for a fact that coaches have like opened their email every hour and has like 200, 300 emails. So remember, it needs to be something that makes you stand out of everybody else.
Okay. This is a lot. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I know that you guys are putting stuff in, so we'll kind of go back at the end. I do have reserved time for questions, but just put them in the chat for now and we'll kind of double back.
And same thing on Instagram too. So if you guys have any questions, just put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
On the chat. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Jumping into the next slide.